Back in Pete's kitchen because Ronnie has demanded mango chutney, so mango chutney we shall make. Chopped up 3 mangoes, nice firm ones. You really wouldn't want to eat them this hard, but next up, need some ginger. Kind of thumb-sized chunk or so. When somebody says thumb-sized, they mean thumb-sized. It's as complicated as that. Easiest way to peel this is just with a teaspoon.
That's Rob concentrating on peeling ginger.
You could grate this, of course. Or you just chop it up.
Do you ever include fingernail for protein?
No, I keep my fingernails tucked right back and use my knuckles to stop me chopping them off. He says famously before chopping his finger off. And that's plenty fine enough for our purposes because we want to find odd chunks of ginger at the end. Right, onions next. Easiest way to chop onions nice and small. Chop the top off, leave the bottom intact. And chop them in half. Give them a quick peel.
I showed him how to do this earlier, by the way. He looks
I'm making it up. I look confident, but I'm making it up. See, that heel's still in place, holding it all together. It's nice in there. And beautifully diced onion in seconds. Next in, a couple of sharp apples, just to de-sweeten everything. Peeled, cored and roughly chopped. Doesn't need to be done perfectly.
No. This is another technique I showed Rob earlier.
Large pan. I'm going to use some mustard oil, but any neutral flavoured oil or traditionally ghee would be used, but whatever you fancy really. Quite a good glug. Into that we're going to chuck a variety of herbs and spices just to toast off a little bit. Got some mustard seeds, I mean nice and pretty.
Hurry up, Rob.
A couple of cloves.
Cool, they smell nice.
They do. Anise. Cinnamon. A few chili flakes to taste. Obviously optional. And some black peppercorns.
I'm glad you didn't say a lot of chilli.
Let that fry for a minute. Alright, grab the spoon from under Pete. Just give those a few minutes till the kitchen smells lovely. Right, as you can see, everything's starting to bubble away nicely. Kitchen smells incredible now. So, going to chuck in that ginger we chopped earlier. Give that a quick shuffle around. Aromatics are just incredible.
This is a tip, Rob. That is on high at the moment.
Yep, I'm going to turn it down now as soon as the onions go in. Next, you don't want too much colour on these. Those all coated up in that nice flavoured oil now.
Would you like to say something to the camera, Rob?
Hello, camera. And now that those onions starting to just pick up a tiny bit of colour, this is some pickled garlic. Obviously, it looks like quite a lot, but it's quite mild. If you're using fresh garlic, use less or not as you would best.
So that's more or less the chutney made then, Rob.
For now, just give that a minute or two.
There you go. You only need, that's it, you're going to say, you only need to press it once, Rob. Don't get angry with technology, mate.
I don't like technology, it doesn't work for me sometimes. Batteries go flat all the time.
Ah, do they really?
Yeah.
Have they ever gone flat on your camera?
They have, Pete. Even when I bring spares. What did I want? 300.
300 grams, mate.
So 300 grams
That's a
of
3 with 2 noughts behind it.
granulated sugar. Any will work.
Somebody loves Rob. That's his phone pinging in his pocket.
It is. It's just over, but it'll do.
This is Rob measuring out vinegar in litres by weighing it.
We're using white wine, but any vinegar that you happen to have will be nice. And 125-ish grams of vinegar to 300 of sugar. As long as you stick to that ratio, it will work lovely. Nice colour developing in the pan there.
And it smells wonderful.
Smells absolutely amazing in this kitchen. In with that 300 grams of sugar.
Do you not need mango and
No,
and
that
apple
comes in a minute. In with the white wine vinegar that we happen to be using. Just give that a stir around until that sugar starts to dissolve.
So now we've got the sweet and sour component going
Sweet
on in
and
it.
sour component. I want to sour it up a bit more. I'm going to stick in the juice of half a lemon.
Sometime today, Rob.
Sometime today. This is when I discover how many paper cuts I've got in my hand, but it's the best way of catching pips. And there we go. And that, you could chuck pretty much any fruit you wanted to in. It would make a lovely chutney. Here's all that fruit that we chopped earlier.
And so that's it now. We'll just give that a stir, I guess.
Stir. I'm going to chuck in, I think, some dried apricots, but you could use raisins or any dried fruit a bit further down the line. But put a lid on that and let it cook for half an hour or so, nice and slow.
We're back over at the stove now because Rob forgot to put something in.
I did. Seasoning. As you know, we've already got black peppercorns in there. But use a liberal amount of my sea salt. A couple of teaspoons is probably about right. Right, this has been bubbling away. It's nice and slowly. The lid on for half hour, 45 minutes. We've squished it down a little bit, and it is smelling and tasting stunning. So we had a last minute idea. We're just going to chuck a couple of curry leaves in, partly to make them look pretty, but they will add a little bit of added flavour, not that it needs it. And then we're going to chuck in some jars. And it should keep in the fridge for a good month or so.
Pretty as a picture.
Take a picture, Pete. Jars have been sat in the hot oven for about the same time that that's been on there bubbling, just to kill any bugs. It's not a crucial stage, but
I've
it's always
turned
a
the
good
oven
idea.
off for you, Rob.
Thanks, Pete. And where's the funnel? Obviously these are quite hot.
Can I suggest you start with the small ones first, Rob? And do the big ones later. That's it. And there's a ladle over there. That's that thing over there that you're reaching for. God, you've got to do everything with this, boy. That was a jar full, Rob.
It is. I'm good like that. It's a good guess, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think you'll get all that in there, but you never know. God, done it again.
I'm good, Pete. I told you. Let's see if I can get this one right as well. As you can see, there's still some bigger chunks in there, which we've left on purpose.
Don't leave any behind, Rob.
No, I'll try not to. Get out the bloody way and I'll be able to scrape. I think we judged the number of jars we needed perfectly.
I can't get over how colourful that is.
No. And the curry leaves just add a perfect contrast. The smell in this kitchen is just stunning. Right.
And so that is that.
Mango chutney for Rani.